at trial a witness says something that we know is a lie. Now, how do we prove that the witness is lying? Hi, my name is Warywoda, and I'm an attorney here at Parker Waichman. Let me tell you a little bit about what I do at trial to prove that a witness is lying. Well, what I do is, before we go to trial, we take what's called a deposition. A deposition is our opportunity to question the witness about his version of the events. Now, at trial, that deposition testimony can be used against the witness if there's contradictions in the testimony. So what I do is I familiarize myself with that deposition. And when I question the witness on the stand, if they tell me something that's different than what's in the deposition, I use that deposition against them. And what I do is I attack their credibility, okay? I make it that they are lying. Because one thing about the truth, and everyone always tells you, that if you're telling the truth, that story will never change, all right? And if you're lying, your story's gonna change. And that's important as a lawyer, because if a witness is telling you a lie, anytime you're answering your questions, the answer is going to change, and even the slightest bit. And what may seem to be a little bit of a lie can be very big in a case. Let me tell you a little bit about a case that I had where a witness came into court to testify who was involved in an accident with my client. Now, my client said that this accident wasn't her fault. She was driving, and all of a sudden, the car hits her in the rear. Now, my client says that, and I go to take a deposition of the car that struck her, the driver of that car, and that driver comes in and says that, no, it didn't happen that way. What happened is your client cuts me off, and I had no chance of avoiding the accident, and I ended up hitting her in the rear. So with that testimony, we went to trial. And while on the stand, the witness changed his testimony. I asked him questions about the accident, and he changed the testimony. What he said was, well, the client moved over into my lane with this signal on, and I wasn't paying attention, I was looking at the radio, and then I hit the client in the rear. Well, that's different than what he said at the deposition. So what I did is I read his deposition testimony against that testimony that he had at trial, and I made him look like he was lying. And the jury came back and found that in fact he was lying, and they didn't believe anything he said, and they believed my client's version of the story, which was she was driving in the lane and got hit from behind. And as a result, the jury came back and awarded my client a substantial amount of money for her injuries. Now, I hope I've had the opportunity to answer your questions today and show you a little bit about how I handle these type of cases. But if you have more questions, give me a call. I'll be happy to speak to you and answer any questions that you have. Pick up the phone, give me a call at 800-800-9797. I'll be happy to speak to you. Again, my name is Warywoda with the law office of Parker Waichman. Thank you for watching.